Okay, so we're going to go over to, so I showed you EGR. We can do drag and drop of mailboxes. You drag down to the server name. You can also do exchange migration and write down the server name as well, and that'll basically rebuild the database for you or do a migration. So I don't have any questions on that, so I'm going to close this and proceed. I'm going to show you Image Creator, and Image Creator is already installed here. This is powered by our partner, StorageCraft. And real quickly before I get started with the backup, notice that there is this network view on the right-hand side. It's very nice because it is like built-in central management. So if you install the software, it comes with central management already baked into it. So you can install it maybe like a PC or something like that and manage the backups or do restores without using a license, which is nice. So going here, I'm going to go into backup jobs. I'm going to create a new job, and I'm just going to select the E drive because it'll be faster for the demo guide, but typically you select any disk you want to take an image of, and hit next. We actually recommend, this is the destination, so you either will pick a network destination or a local drive like we have here. And we recommend continuous incrementals. We don't just recommend continuous incrementals. It's also our partners and other people in the industry that use the software because it only creates one full backup and then just incremental images going forward. This method is okay because the technology is more reliable these days, where if there is corruption detection, it has this self-healing option that is always enabled. And what it does is if there's corruption during the backup, it's going to tell the software, hey, we had a problem, and next time you're in the backup, I want you to run a differential, which is much more powerful, and it's going to get the data that it missed before and then convert it to an incremental, making it the proper size that it should be. So it will purge bad incremental backups, which is good, and then it'll fix them the next time the backup happens. So this option is great. Like I said before, you don't need many full backups. It uses less local and online storage space. You can see here I can run a backup once a day on the top. I can run a backup several times a day on the bottom. Next screen here we have the compression. Standards recommended for speed and reliability. That'll compress your images about 50%. If you want extra security on your images, you could enter a password, and then you can click the advanced button to then choose your encryption algorithm. Additionally, if you had a concern that your images might be so large and they might not back up the first time, or what if you lose your internet connection or the server goes down, if you had that concern, you could use the split option here and split up your images into 1 or 2 gigabyte chunks, and that'll help you with that concern that you have. So under the advanced option, there's a couple of things like performance throttling, 5 checks on verification, image tab here that you can see the self-healing incremental recovery. That's awesome, and the commands tab in case you have a database that you might need to start and stop before and after the backup. So I'm going to run this backup here, you guys. And one great thing about this that I like is the log of what's happening during the backup. So this will tell you anything positive and negative, and if there's something negative that's there, it'll tell you exactly what it is, and I'm sure we'll be able to fix it pretty quickly. While that's running, I'll show you the wizards. We have the restore wizard. You don't want to use this to restore an entire image to another disk and overwrite it if it's not C drive, obviously. So you hit that, and you choose where your images are located. You pick that image. Then you hit next. There's incrementals based on that full I just chose, and you choose probably to overwrite the E drive, something like that. Now there's the export backup option here. I'm going to close the software because I don't actually need it open to use that option. It's available using the right click. And you can see I go to my F drive, these are my images. And typically what you would do is you have a full backup and then incremental, that's the chain. And let's say you want to recover a file or a folder or an Exchange database file from the 15th. You just right click on that and hit quick mount. It's going to give you a Windows drive letter. And you basically just, once that is mounted, it'll open it up for you, and you can grab a folder or file right out of there very quickly. There is the option of doing mount, which actually is the Explore Backup feature. And when you do that, sorry about that, when you do that, you will have some more options. So that next here, I have more information about the image that I chose, even if it has the OS level. Next, choose the proper incremental. And I can change the drive letter. I can also say allow writes. What this is actually doing is it's going to let you modify the information inside that mounted image if you want to. So if you're looking to just mount an image and not have anything changed, don't check that box, or use Quick Mount. So that's all that really does. So that really is a quick and brief overview of our backup technology and our partner portal real quick. So Ken, where would you like to go next?
Let's show the central management reporting functionality through the partner dash as well.
Okay. Okay. So, and here's our dashboard. We can click the button here to go to central management portal. And as you can see here, this is very helpful because one pane of glass gives us the red lights that for backups that had issues to the machine name. We have green lights for completed backups, and usually if there were like a issue where the backup completed but with some errors, it'd be yellow or orange.
And you can actually get real-time reporting here, so you can see here from the web portal that one of your customers' backups is actually running, whereas it's uploading there. John, if you just mouse over some of the stats, so for any given backup, you can actually go through and see quite a lot of detail. If we mouse down over some of the green backups, we'll actually get even more statistics, so you can actually see what's occurred in those backups. So 3 different statuses: red for backups didn't run, right, which is something that you then need to parachute into and fix; yellow for backups ran with errors; green for everything's run fine. And then if we click back and go into Pulse, John. So we've also then got our Pulse product, which provides more extensive reporting and most importantly, central backup policies. So we'll just look briefly at the reports. So we go Events and Reports, Backup Sessions, view back this one. So in Pulse, we can get line by line the underlying data that actually is underpinning that same dashboard. So we can see actual backups that ran, numbers of files, when they occurred. We can drill in and get detailed logs. Let's go to deployments, John. We can also look at all of our clients that are running, that actually have the SOS technology installed, or it's under your brand. And then if you see the backup policy column, so you can actually remotely deploy backup policies. And a backup policy is pretty simple. It's just a rule set that says, I want backups to run, what time of day do you want them to run, and what folders do you want included. You can then assign policies to all of your endpoint nodes through this one single pane of glass. This is really great if you're managing a large number of endpoints for your customers, or you can sell this to your customers. If we go back to the home page, and the Pulse dashboard just gives you a pretty good overall sense of all the different backup endpoints that you're managing. So what we covered in the demo is a business-in-a-box management portal that lets you manage your relationship with your customers. We've covered file and folder backup for your workstations and laptops, server-based local backup, including bare metal image backup, as well as Exchange and SQL Server backup and recovery. We saw Exchange granular recovery at the database, mailbox, and individual message level. And then we also saw the central management technology that holds it all together. Questions for us on any of that product and tech? Thanks, John. That was great.
Sure, no problem. We have some questions. When files are saved, do they need to be saved in a certain folder? Okay, I'm sorry, I need you to be more elaborate on that. Can SNMP alerts be set up to an email address for failures? Well, when you're running an online backup, it does have email reports that are quite detailed. They can go to multiple email addresses. Additionally, with the image creator, it does have its own reporting system for failure, successes, or both to be sent using SMTP. I think that's what you meant.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't need to muck around with SNMP to get your notifications and your central monitoring.
How are bare metal backups set up, and how is bare metal restore done? Well, we just went through a bare metal backup. If you didn't see that, we could probably do it again for you on another call if you want. You just let us know if you're able to do that right now today. I can give you a call after we hang up. But basically, we opened up Image Creator and we selected continuous incrementals, selected our disks, the time we wanted to back up, and the backup location, and so on, and compression. And bare metal restore is done with a boot disk. You're absolutely correct there. We do have that for you. That is an ISO that can be mounted in a virtual environment to do a recovery, or you can create a disk and recover the same hardware, different hardware, or a virtual environment. This is what about OS partition? I don't know what you mean by that. We can back it up, and not a problem. Any other questions before we finish? Okay. If we sell through resellers, how many levels of visibility do we have? Can we see the resellers' customers? Is there the end level of visibility?
If you drill into the WIP, John, the resale structure allows you to do 3 different layers, so you and 2 below you, and you can actually see this through your customers. So, John, if you go to backup users at the top left. So what you'll actually see, you can see your users list for all your own direct customers as well as users beneath your resellers. Actually, click one back, John. I apologize. If you had resellers beneath you, you would have a whole other row on this dashboard that would show you the number of accounts and the signups of each of the resellers that sit below you in your distribution tree. So this dashboard is the view you get if you're just selling to your customers. If you had resellers beneath you, you have a whole other row on the dash.
All right. So yeah, any more questions? Now's the time to ask us. We're pretty much done with the demo, and we are taking questions though.
How about some feedback also, guys? You've seen the demonstration of the product itself. Excuse me. Heard a little bit about the wholesale model. How about some feedback? Is this something you can envision yourself selling successfully, like the thousands of others that have come before you here, or is there something that would hold you back? Alex says definitely. Great. Who else has some thoughts they care to share with us as far as the model or the product itself?
We'll remind you that you can call your sales rep right now. We're standing by at 877-896-3611. Got another question. What is the average gigabyte you sell to a reseller? Any stats?
Yeah, I could actually give you stats that would make your head spin at nauseating detail. Most commonly, partners come in between 1 to 2 terabytes. And one of the nice things about our monthly subscription model is it's similar to a just-in-time inventory type of model where you can come in with the amount of provisioning that you forecast that you'll need in, say, the next 30, 60, 90 days, and then you can grow over time. So I would say most commonly about 83% come in at a server 5 with 1 terabyte, and the others are in the 15 to 25 license range.
Let's see here. Okay, so
it does back. So John's got a question. Does it back up Outlook when it's open? Yes, John, it will. And an 18 gigabyte PST depends on your internet connection, but that can generally be done in hours. So Abik asks, looks really cool. How much are you personally seeing the market shift from consumer to SMB? The market data is clear, but are you still seeing this? Abik, massively. So more than 65% of the people who purchase our consumer product are in fact businesses. Of course, 100% of people who buy our business product are businesses. And the main shift within our partner community, our most successful partners are selling to micro businesses and small businesses. Sergio says, looks familiar and easy to deploy. Martin says, need more experience to gain more experience using and selling the product. Sure, the questions will come later. Martin, you should set up a time to talk to John Wagner one-on-one, and he can, spend some more time personally to walk you through the technology. John Wagner is our Chief Sales Engineer and is available every day to talk you through the product and technology in a far smaller audience size than this, and can sort of get into more detail. Matthew says he still doesn't understand the pricing beside the 11 cents per gigabyte. What are the other prices that are thrown around? Personally, Matthew, I wish everybody was to get the 11 cents per gigabyte. Just think of it as $129 per month per server that you're selling to your customers. The workstations and laptops basically come free because you get 1,000 seats, so you're never going to hit up against that seat limit. Your cost is $75 per server per month. So you sell for $130 per server per month, you get $75. Now, there are more details than that, but generally speaking, we give you so many laptop seats and so much cloud space that you don't need to worry about the other limits. It really boils down to you sell to your customers $129 a month or more, and you pay between $75 per month and $35 per month, depending on volume. It's really that simple.
And Matthew, if you're available after this conference, we can give you a call and just make sure that we answered your question or provide you with additional detail.
And Alex has got a question about remote management through mobile device, Android, iOS. Alex, Pulse works quite well on an iPad. It doesn't work particularly well on the smaller interface of an iPhone or Android cell phone, but if you've got an iPad, then the management functionality definitely works. There are native mobile apps themselves that provide basic reports, views, and recovery and sharing. But for the full-blown management experience, an iPad's probably better. Avik says $129 a month. What, if any, are the gigabyte limitations with that price? Shaylin, do you want to dig up the URL, the actual pricing URL?
Yeah. What we see typically where we recommend that 129 price point is for an average size server, roughly 50 to 125, say 150 gigabytes. You start going north of that on the gig count, then typically the price will go up. If you look at a direct offer on a server basis through, say, SOS, we would sell that with an accompanying 250 gigs of space.
Here we go. Here is the basic wholesale sell sheet that your representative will probably show you. You can see the range of pricing from SOS ServerSave 5, which of course includes 5 server licenses, all the way on to SOS ServerSave 25, which includes 25 server licenses. So a few different ways that we break this out. Like Ken said, we do prefer to talk about this on a per server basis, but it's difficult to also talk about competitors' pricing in that manner because they don't talk about it like that. But you will be selling your product on a per server basis. You'll be going into a business that has 3 servers, and maybe one's a file server, one's a SQL server, one's an Exchange server. So then you'll be going, oh, okay, well I know that each of them have 250 gigabytes of data on them, and I need to sell a server license. So now I know that I'm going to charge this person 129 times 3.
Right, and then you would mark that up depending on the other things you want to throw at your customers, whether it's additional cloud space, other workstation or laptop seats or additional servers. So the easiest way to think of this is, do you have 5 customers that you can sell this to? That's really sort of the litmus test for you as to whether or not you can make, you're going to be making 50% margin on this. If you've got 3 customers right now, I'd say make the jump, and get into the business and work with us to help sell the rest of your customers. We've got a lot of sales support that Jeff's team of partner specialists will actually provide to you in helping you close your customers under your brand. We're here to support you in selling to your customers.
And by the way, you do happen to have the Director of Marketing here, so if you do want to ask your partner specialist any specific questions about selling or about pricing, just let them know and they can always get me involved. I'm happy to help.
I see your note, Matthew. We'll reach out to you at that time.
Anybody else want to talk to a partner specialist today? Again, these promotions just running a good through, I guess, close of business tomorrow, Friday. Matthew requested we call him at a certain time. We'd love to talk to as many of you as possible. We're really excited about the space right now and trying to enroll as many partners into the program as possible. So feel free to raise your hand and we can call you at any particular time. The other thing is the Kindle giveaway code. So that is KDM713. Remember to call in to put your name in for that Kindle giveaway. So we're giving away a Kindle 5 for anybody who calls in with that Kindle giveaway promotion, Kilo Delta Mike 713. Again, the free call number is 877-896-3611.
And I will put that Kindle code here into the chat.